When it comes to unresolved mysteries, Stonehenge and Easter Island are simply the tip of the iceberg. Some historical enigmas might never be cleared up. Sometimes that's because an archaeological site has been destroyed or the pertinent excavated material has been lost. Other times, it's because it's doubtful that fresh evidence will emerge or the existing data needs to be more clear to allow for scholarly consensus. Welcome back, everyone. In today's video, we will be talking about a few unexplained mysteries of the world. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Let's begin! Antikythera mechanism. The 2,000-year-old Antikythera mechanism uses a wind-up dial system to track the astronomical time of the Sun, Moon, and 5 planets, as well as a calendar, the Moon's phase, and the timing of eclipses. It has been termed the first computer. It generated suspicions that aliens must have created it because it was more advanced than any tool in the following 1,000 years. Even if the majority of experts reject that hypothesis, they are still perplexed about how the Greeks could develop an instrument that was so much more sophisticated than anything else of its day. Machu Picchu, Peru. Pachacutec, the Inca king, is thought to have constructed Machu Picchu in the 15th century. Foggy Andean peaks surround it. The vast stone complex contains hundreds of structures, including palaces, temples, spas, and other buildings, and a sophisticated water supply system. Although it is amazing in and of itself that Machu Picchu was built without the aid of a wheel, metal tools, or mortar, the reason it was erected and then abandoned remains a mystery to historians. According to a widely accepted notion, this mountaintop castle was a royal refuge for the Incas before it was destroyed not long after the arrival of the Spanish conquistadors in South America. The past of the location, however, is still up for question. Voynich manuscript. The Voynich manuscript, the only known instance of its looped alphabet, was written in Central Europe 600 years ago. However, researchers still need to figure out what the pages say, or even what language they are written in. Every year, new translations are proposed by researchers, but they have yet to prove to be successful. Artificial intelligence recently proposed that the words are Hebrew written in code, as earlier experts also proposed. However, that study could only match 80% of the words to Hebrew, and even then formed illogical phrases. Plain of Jars. The Plain of Jars is located in a field in the mountains of Laos. The enormous stone jars, some about 10 feet tall, date from 2,500 years ago, and their purposes are unknown. Human remains nearby imply that the jars may have been used for burials or to store decaying bodies before they were burned or moved on to another step in the funeral ritual. Locals claim that the containers contained rice wine or whiskey to honor the mythological giants' assistance in helping them overcome their foes. Only 7 of the 60 Plain of Jars locations are accessible to the public due to the presence of unexploded American bombs from the Vietnam War in the region. Skara Brae, Scotland. In Scotland's Orkney Islands, the historic stone town of Skara Brae is situated on a mossy, windswept coastline. Skara Brae, one of the best-preserved Neolithic monuments in Europe, was inhabited some 5,000 years ago, long before Stonehenge and the pyramids of Giza. It consists of a collection of stone dwellings where almost everything is still present, aside from the roofing, including stone dressers and beds, Scotland's oldest known toilet. Around 2500 BC, a thriving population of farmers, hunters, and craftspeople mysteriously vanished. Sacsayhuaman. The stone building built by the Incans in Cusco, Peru, is shrouded in mystery. Although later evidence revealed otherwise, it was once believed to be a stronghold. Sacsayhuaman's architecture is outstanding, regardless of its intended use. The stones fit together so precisely that it is robust even without mortar anchoring them in place. The fact that they don't all have the same shape, yet fit together snugly, shows that builders may have designed the structure as they built it. Sacsayhuaman is a long-standing mystery, made the more so by the fact that moving the stones, which may weigh more than 100 tons, was an accomplishment in and of itself. Roman dodecahedrons. The name of these enigmatic objects comes from their 12-sided shape, but that is about all that specialists can agree on. The purpose of the Roman dodecahedrons, hollowed within and made of bronze or stone between AD 100 and 300, is widely contested. While some speculate that the objects were weapons, toys, or religious symbols, others contend that the 12 sides had something to do with the zodiac signs. Angkor, Cambodia. From the 9th until the 15th centuries, the sacred city of Angkor in Cambodia's jungle served as the seat of the Khmer Empire. It was founded by the Hindu king Jayavarman II, and when its population expanded to around 1 million, it became the biggest pre-industrial urban complex. Today, Angkor is a complex network of enormous sculptures, vine-covered temples, and lovely courtyards shaded by banyan trees. It also still contains the remnants of a sophisticated hydrological system that was once the city's lifeblood. A recent study suggests that climate change may have played a role in Angkor's demise, though this has yet to be proven. Easter Island, Chile. Easter Island is one of the greatest mysteries in the world, confusing both amateur and professional researchers. There was once a thriving Polynesian society on this isolated Pacific island, some 2,200 miles from the closest continent. We still need to figure out why or when the first people came here, and there is a lot of disagreement about how their civilization ended. The island is famous for its enormous stone statues known as moai, which are the subject of a more intriguing mystery. Roughly 900 statues dispersed over the island are thought to have been created between 1200 and 1650 AD without the aid of wheels or big animals. Most researchers speculate that these enigmatic stone portraits were made to honor chiefs or ancestors. Or were they used for anything else? Malta's Gantia Temples. In the center of the Mediterranean Sea, on the Maltese island of Gozo, are the Gantia Temples. These enormous megaliths are the oldest site on this list, with an estimated age of 5,500 years. The name Gantia, which derives from the Maltese word for giant, refers to the local tradition that a race of giants constructed them. However, what astounds the visitor is how these freestanding limestone structures, some of them rising to nearly 200 feet, were created using nothing but simple stone tools. Archaeologists suggest that the temples may have been dedicated to an ancient fertility cult. Paracas Candelabra. While similar to the Nazca Lines, the candelabra of the Andes and a petrified sandhill in Peru has its mysteries. Although it isn't a candelabra, as its name might imply, no one is certain what the 600-foot-long item, which was made in 200 BC, means. Some claim it was made to tribute Viracocha, the Incan god of creation, while others think it was made to attract people using the hallucinogenic drug Jimson weed. Thonis Herakleion. Thonis Herakleion, a port city in ancient Egypt, was the entryway to the Mediterranean until it was lost to time thousands of years ago. It was in the early 2000s that a crew of divers discovered some old relics. They eventually learned that the Egyptian coast submerged an entire city with bridges, 16-foot statues, animal sarcophagi, and other historical wonders. Although archaeologists are still determining exactly how an entire city came to be submerged in the Mediterranean Sea, they assume that before the year 800 AD, a tsunami, earthquake, and rising sea levels caused the soil to liquefy enough to sink completely. That is all for this video. We will be back soon with another informative video. Remember to like and share this video. Until next time.